Hello there. Welcome. Yeah, great. Come lie on your back and knees bent, feet flat on the floor. So just landing in, arriving onto your mat and just feeling, getting a sense of feeling the whole of you, or as much of you as you're able to feel. It's a bit like asking you, what can you not feel? And, you can't feel it, so you don't know. So just check in, can you feel both of your feet? Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit there. Can you push both feet evenly? Just a little rock into the floor, a little push into the floor. Can you wiggle your knees a little bit, like you're squeezing the backs of your knees, or is one leg easier to squeeze and the other one harder to squeeze? Feel your bum and your sacrum on the floor, have a bit of a wiggle, just a movement, a rocking. Can you feel the back of your rib cage on the floor? Just move slightly. Nice. Shoulder blades, can you scratch them like a bear in the woods? On backs of your elbows, and just notice where your hands are. Back of your head. And then the incredible landscape of the front of your body. It's like the surface of the planet. It kind of has all these dips and ridges, and it's amazing. It's like a mountain range. So beautiful. Nice. So just draw your lower back down, flatten into the floor. And then arch. And perhaps just deepen your breath into your belly. Just get a sense of, as I inhale and as I exhale, I'm allowing my breath to deepen. Feel the earth beneath you, that contact, that weight that is so deeply reassuring. And begin to exaggerate the movement of the arching and the tilting so that you're including your shoulders a little bit more. So as I arch, I pull my shoulders back. As I round, my shoulders round forward as well. Just feel that. And what does that do to your neck? Just feeling. Nice. One more time. Arching, shoulders pulled back. Rounding, shoulders round forward. What happens in your neck? Nice. And then just sway your knees from side to side, checking in, noticing. After yesterday's class where we worked into the hamstrings, the backs of the buttocks, the backs of the thighs, can you feel the resonance of that work in this moment? At different stages in the class, you may your body will remind you that we've done some of the movements yesterday. Nice. So from here, draw your right knee up onto your chest and squeeze it in. Nice. And then keep your right hand on your right knee and bring your left hand to the front of your left thigh. And then draw your right knee out to the side and come back up to center. And the left side is staying very steady. I'm not letting the left side move as I draw my right knee up and down. Nice. And then draw a circle with your right knee, keeping the left foot really solid on the floor. So I'm not really allowing my spine to follow what's happening. I'm stabilizing into the left foot by pushing it into the floor, and that's creating tone into the buttock, into the lower back. And then circle in the other direction. Just feeling your hip, your buttock, your belly, the thigh, the knee. Nice. Other side. And draw the left knee up towards you and squeeze it down. Nice. And then holding onto your left knee with your left hand, right hand to the front of your right hip. Just find it very reassuring to have contact there. Open your left knee out to the side and come back up to center. So your right side is staying very still. Your right foot is pushing into the floor. And you have the sense of really steady, clear contact through the back of the body. I'm not allowing my right shoulder or my right hip to lift. So I'm really listening. Where is the furthest down I can do without changing the whole position of the back of my body? Nice. And then draw a circle. And really keep that focus of how can I connect to the contact of the back of my right shoulder and the contact of the back of my right hip, and just keep that constant. Nice. And then roll in the other direction. Circling, rolling, connecting. There's all kinds of bits of you that will be engaging, like your abdominal muscles, your rib cage, the deep lower belly, your pelvic floor, the spine, your shoulders, your neck. But just let there be a sense of wholesomeness in the holding. Notice what you're doing with your neck, following on from what we were doing yesterday with our neck. Bring both feet to the floor. So drop your knees wide and bring the soles of your feet together. And for me, always, I want to flatten my lower back a little bit more into the floor. I prefer that I'm more anchored in this pose. See what suits you, okay? Breath is in your belly. And you're just feeling the weight of the back of your body. It was just a really beautiful crow flying around there. That's very beautiful. There's loads of crows. He was just really cute. It's very nice. So then lift your right foot up and draw it up towards you. And then reach down and hold on to the right ankle or knee or something and try and look at the sole of your foot. And then lower your foot to the floor. And you're being really careful with your knee, but you're also maneuvering somehow. You can roll over onto your side if you need to. Like, how would you hold onto your foot and look at the sole of your foot? And then lower it to the floor. Again, lift your right foot up and draw it up towards you. Somehow holding onto the back of your knee or whatever you can. And one more time, lift the left foot up, draw it up towards you. And lowering down. Nice. So draw the right knee up and interlock your fingers and squeeze your right knee down towards you. So go slowly here because it's going to meet all kinds of interesting places in the pelvis, in the deep inner left thigh. And just let your breath really drop into your belly and meet this. So perhaps you've been out, if you're doing this during the day on Sunday, maybe you've been for a walk already. Maybe you were for a walk yesterday. And so really appreciating that, there's so much deep regulation and restoration in moving after walking or moving after gardening. Even moving before gardening or before walking. It's very beautiful. So Release your hands off your knee, push both elbows into the floor, and let your right knee travel all the way over in the direction of the left side. Keep your right shoulder on the floor, and then bring your knee back up. And now your left thigh is stuck to the floor, and draw your knee so it's up above your belly, and then draw your knee down in the direction of the left. But your left leg is stuck to the floor now, and you're just meeting, what range do I have when I push my left thigh? So I'm actually feeling like my foot and my knee and my calf is pushing into the floor on the left. And I'm rocking my right knee up and down. My right shoulder is on the floor, so I'm bound between 2 points. My right shoulder is steady, my left thigh is steady, and then I'm trying to work out what ranges are possible. Draw a small circle with your right knee. It'll get caught in all kinds of weird ways as you do this, and just enjoy it. Go, wow, this is so exciting. I get to meet some really tight places in my hip. Draw a circle in the other direction. I love finding and discovering new places in me where I'm like, God, I didn't even know that you could feel things there. Nice. Come all the way back to center, soles of your feet together, knees are wide. And then draw the left knee up towards you, interlock your fingers and squeeze your left knee down. Just deepen your breath. So those of you who are new, that's Joseph, my partner, playing cello just behind this wall here. He plays cello every day. Every day since I've met him, he's played cello. So I don't notice it anymore. It's like the soundtrack to my life, you know. But yeah, I think you guys can hear it. Nice. And then release your left leg and bring your elbows to the floor. And then draw your left leg over towards the right. And notice the moment where your right leg touches the floor and your left shoulder is still down. And then begin to rock your left thigh up and down, bound between those 2 points. Right thigh is on the floor. Left knee is rocking up and down. And there's like a point where I can feel that I'm kind of pushing a little bit into the capacity. So as I draw my knee to the left, I can feel my right thigh going, anchor, anchor, anchor. As I draw my knee to the right, I can feel my shoulder going, anchor, anchor, anchor. And so it's really exciting for me to notice the range as it changes. So it's changing as I really bind it between the 2 points. And then draw a circle. So where is there wellness in this range for you? So there's certain parts of this movement that are just really smooth. And then there's certain bits that are kind of a little bit intense. And then draw a circle in the other direction. Find the smooth places. And then notice the intensity. But you're not hurting yourself. You're just noticing that, wow, that range is tight. Yeah, there's something going on there. You know, just be interested. And come all the way back to center. Just stretch both legs long and just pause there. Just rest. Nice. So bend both knees and roll over and come up into your downward dog. So come all the way over. Hands are on the floor and then push back into your downward dog. And just really enjoy the backs of your thighs. So yesterday we were diving deeply into our hamstrings and we were noticing what our neck does as we do things. So move your legs. So bend one knee, bend the other knee. And can you be, rather than rigid in your shoulders, can you allow that there's some movement that travels up into your shoulders as you bend one knee and you bend the other knee? And can that movement also travel a little bit into your neck? Nice. Bend both knees. Stretch both legs. Bend both knees and stretch both legs. Nice. So bring both knees to the floor. So if you want to roll up your yoga mat a little bit to have extra padding underneath your knees, you can. Or if you have a blanket handy, that's also very nice. So round your back and look towards your navel. And then arching, lift your chest and look forward. So as you travel from rounding into arching, just be really beautifully in your spine. Like, what a glorious structure. Like, really enjoy this. And if it's uncomfortable, then make the movements smaller, make the movements slower so that it is joyful to have a spine, to be in this spine, to be this spine. You are this. Nice. So come to neutral. So you're not arching, you're not rounding. I feel like I'm long through the spine from my sit bones all the way up to the top of my head. And then stretch the right leg long. And then lift the right foot off the floor. And then bring your right foot over towards the left. And just touch the floor over towards the left. And then bring your right foot over towards the right. So right foot over towards the left. And then right foot over towards the right. And again, just feel that sense of the rib cage and your neck and shoulders. Like, how do you follow this movement in really soft, smooth, a little bit of movement in loads of different places? You're allowing that sense of, you're kind of like that squishy bag idea that we were talking about yesterday. Like, all of you is moving as you do this. Great, one more time. And then bring your right foot over towards the right, straight out towards the right. Bring your two elbows to the floor. And then lift your toes a little bit off the floor and then just move your foot. So your right foot is moving. You're just connecting into the toes. Nice. And then bring the foot flat to the floor and rock yourself back a bit. And then reach forward with your right hand. Rock back. And then reach forward with your right hand. Only going as far as your left shoulder feels comfortable. Sit your bum back. Hand comes forward. Nice. And then bring both hands to the floor. And then walk your right hand over towards the right foot. And bring your left elbow to the floor, kind of over towards the right side of your mat. And then imagine you can get your nose down towards your right knee. And then come out again. So just you're rocking in and out, over towards the right. And then out. Over towards the right. And then out. One more time. Over towards the right. Pausing there. Softening into the neck and the shoulders. Nice. And bring both elbows back to the main mat and then both hands to the main mat. Walk your right foot a little bit closer, so maybe around 6 inches in. I'm going to go sideways for this one. So I've walked my foot in, and then I'm going to bend my right knee and rock my whole weight towards the right, and then come back. And then bring my weight to the right, and come back. Bring my weight to the right, come back. One more time. Bring your weight to the right and just pause there. Nice, and come back. Rise up and turn your right toes towards, away from you. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Tuck your left elbow in, reach your left hand up, and then lean over towards the right. And if you want, you can look up towards the ceiling under your left armpit. Maybe you lean a bit further in, maybe you don't. And just have that sense of lifting the rib cage on the left up towards the ceiling. So you're rising and opening and drawing your hips forward, breathing into your belly. Nice. Bend your left elbow and then try and bring your left elbow down in the direction of the floor and then come back. Left elbow down. Come back over towards the right foot. Left elbow down. And come back. Great. Both hands to the floor, both knees to the floor. Cool. So stretch the left leg long behind you and bring it over towards the right. And then over towards the left. And just feel that your neck and shoulders, there's a little bit of movement in loads of different places. So I'm not being rigid as I do this. There's loads of different mindsets in movement. You know, some movement philosophy is that you make things rigid and therefore you're working harder, but it tends to create a rigid body. So sometimes we will stabilize. Now we're getting juicy. We're just really noticing, how do I bring a little bit of movement into a lot of different places? So I'm letting my neck be soft, my shoulders to roll, my rib cage to soften, my waist and pelvis to soften. Nice. And then next time you bring your foot to the left, pause there, bring your elbows down to the floor, and then just wiggle your toes. Nice. And then rock back, bring your bum back towards your right heel, and then reach your left hand forward. Rock back. And reach your left hand forward. Listening to your right shoulder and hearing the capacity of your right shoulder and stopping before you're in strain. Just hear it. Notice your range, not where you can force your body, but what's the healthy yum of your right shoulder as you do this. Really stop, really go, that's as far as feels good in my shoulder. It's just so kind to really listen to yourself. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Walk your left hand over towards the left foot. Bring your right elbow down so it's near the left side of your mat. And then draw your forehead down towards your left knee. And then away. So you're just leaning in towards your leg. Perhaps your body is telling you, oh, yesterday we did something like this. Just hear that. We're just moving towards and away that left leg. Super cool. Bring both hands to the floor. From here, walk your left foot a bit closer towards you, around 6 inches in. And then bend your left knee and lean towards the left and then come back. Bend the left knee. Come back. Bend the left knee. Come back. Next time you go, pause. Bend the left knee, pause there. There should be, there is weight into a funny place on the inside of your right knee. So you need support there, but there shouldn't be anything sharp. It just should feel like you're pushing a funny place into the floor. And then come back up. Rise up. Turn your toes towards the left. Bring your forearm to your left thigh. Tuck your right elbow in. Reach up and lean over and lean towards the right. Oh, left, left. Open your rib cage towards the ceiling. Reach into your fingers. And draw your pelvis forward it's almost like I'm trying to make my whole right side fill like a balloon and rise upwards. Feel the yum of the side of your body. Nice. Bend your right elbow. Draw your elbow down towards the left ankle. Come back up. Down. Come back up. One more time. Down. Come back up. Nice. Come sit on the floor. You can have your legs long, your knees bent as you wish, and just roll into your shoulders. And then in the other direction. Roll into your wrists. And then in the other direction. Roll into your shoulders. I really feel that sense of a little bit of movement in a lot of different places. So rather than the one place that you know how to move is moving big, make the big movement a bit smaller and try and make more movement in other places. It's that whole idea we were talking about yesterday. You know, what you can feel, you can soften. So you're trying to feel more of your rib cage or more of your neck, or change the rolling of your shoulders in the other direction. And then one last roll backwards. And you know who this one's for. I know who this one's for, who always tells me that don't end on the forward roll, end on the backward roll. So sitting up tall, hands to your knees or your thighs. I just get a sense of you right now. Is that wonderful? I read a quote the other day. It's not about changing you, it's about becoming you. It's not about changing how you are, it's about discovering how you are. And so right now, as you rest here, did you listen to your shoulder as you went forward? Did you really ease off and stay in wellness? Or did your ego, or the sense of whatever that is that we do, whatever you want to call that person, who pushes further and hurts ourselves, did you do that? Or did you stay in your wellness? And did you hear the different parts of your body in motion? So wonderful. I'm so excited by this practice. Every day it's such a resource and a joy in my life. So thank you all so much for turning up and being here. Day 21 of Earth. Yeah, it's amazing. So have a wonderful day. Lie down on the floor, rest. If it's Sunday for you, which it is for us, then take some extra time, dwell, lull, rest, yield. Lull, is that a word? And so, great. See you tomorrow. Nice. And as always, if you're feeling benefit from the yoga that we're doing here, it's €10 per month, and you can do that through PayPal, Revolut, Patreon, or you can do bank, or there's so many different options. You can post it to me. So have a great day. Ciao.